Thank you. The first speaker is Manfred Weber, Chair of the Group of the European People Party. You have the floor.
Mr. Zuckerberg, welcome to the European Parliament, and I want to thank also our President Tajani for organizing this meeting. To apologize is a good thing, and it is absolutely needed. Consumers in Europe are worried, disappointed, concerned about what happened, and that's why it's great that you're here, you're present, you're showing respect toward the EU consumers. That is a good, positive signal. But you know that this is not enough, and you said this in your presentation. Now it's about acting. The implementation of the data protection rules, which will get into force this week, is an important step. It's good that you are implementing now the rules we are setting, and it's also good to hear for us as European lawmakers that they are using the European data protection rules for global standards. So that's good to know, and it's good to see. In this regard of this acting aspect, I have two very concrete questions, first of all. The first question is about when you recognized the scandal about Cambridge Analytica, you decided to stop the access of some of your business partners to the database of Facebook. You said this in your presentation also today. I want to ask you, why didn't you do it for all the business partners? So my first concrete question is Cambridge Analytica an isolated case, or would you say it's the top of the iceberg? So the concrete question is, can you guarantee to the Europeans that another scandal will not happen in 3, 6, or 9 months' time? A second point in regard to this question of acting is, and there I want to make a follow-up of the questions in Washington. Our colleagues did already a great job there. Senator Kamala Harris asked whether you personally made the decision in December 2015, when you became aware about the Cambridge Analytica data breach, to not notify your users. Because that is, I think, an extremely important point. Transparency, that the people know what is happening with the data, is crucial for us as Europeans. So were you informed, and why no information to the users? That are the two questions I want to put on the table on the scandal itself. I think our LIBE colleagues will do a follow-up on this. That's why I want to also come to a more general reflection on Facebook and what it means for our societies. Your company has already today a tremendous power. You know this. For example, the question, who is number 1 on the messages, and who is number 10, who is number 100. There you have an algorithm behind, and these rules are incomprehensible for the moment. Nobody knows about them. We should, I think, discuss about the laws that oblige you to make these algorithms public in the future. Because when you have so much power about who is visible in the social media and who is not visible, that cannot be longer anymore a decision of a company. That is, I think, a decision for our societies. I think this is necessary, and I'm interested in your arguments why we shouldn't do so. And in addition, I want to underline that between Europe and America, we have different understanding about what is allowed to publish and what is not allowed to publish. In Europe, for example, the question of videos and texts on radicalization by Islamists or the glorification of Nazi propaganda is unacceptable for us in Europe. In America, a lot of people would say that is covered by freedom of expression. So I see a lot of member states for the moment asking Facebook to voluntarily ban these messages. I think that is very submissive. We should not ask the company to do so, to delete it. I think we should clearly regulate clear rules, what is allowed in social networks in Europe and what not. And finally, during your testimony before the Congress, Senator Lindsey Graham asked you repeatedly the name of only one of your competitors, only one, without success. Probably you can give us today for the European market a competitor. Probably there is one in Europe if there is nobody in America. Is there today in Europe an alternative to Facebook for the services you are offering? WhatsApp and Instagram are already part of your empire. Would you consider your company as a monopoly? And I have to say, as a politician, I believe in markets, in rules, but I also want to stop all kinds of possible monopolies. And that's why I think it is time to discuss breaking Facebook monopoly, because it's already too much power in only one hand. So I ask you simply, and that is my final question, can you convince me not to do so?